BIREN KATZMAN specializes in handling brain injuries. We've been doing it for years, and it's a very complex field. First of all, brain injuries have really two entirely different types of injuries. One is where you have a penetrating injury, such as from a gunshot or a stabbing, and you have catastrophic results that everybody can look at the person and see this person's been brain injured. We do handle cases like that, but quite frankly, the cases that we get and handle more often are closed head injuries. They're actually called mild traumatic brain injuries, but there's nothing mild about them at all because they completely change the people's lives. With a closed head injury, the type of post-concussion symptoms that you have are your memory doesn't work, especially your short-term memory. Your what we call executive functioning, which is the ability to process information and take a lot of different ideas and put them together and have them make sense, stops working. You don't have the ability, you lose the energy that you used to have, you're fatigued, you become more irritable, your temper flares at times. There's a whole host of problems, and they're not really perceptible. If you sit and talk to somebody who's got a closed head injury for 10 minutes, you'd say, well, there's nothing wrong with this person. But then when you start looking at them more thoroughly and you start analyzing them, you find that they're really considerably different than what they used to be. We have all the specialists who we work with, the neurologists, the neuropsychologists who do batteries of tests to pinpoint what type of brain injury there's been, the neuropsychiatrists who work with people with their emotional problems and changes after an injury, anxiety and depression. That's very important. But we found that the most important evidence in terms of making juries understand the impact of this injury on a person's life when they look fine is to bring the lay people in who knew the person before, who knew the person after, who can sit and describe to you, this fella used to be one way, this gal used to be one way, and now they're completely different. They used to be so sharp, they could just process any information and they'd come up with great ideas. Now they don't remember from one day to the next what you're talking about. And when you tell them just a really simple concept, they have trouble tracking it. Juries really kind of wash out the experts because each side brings in experts and they just expect them to say whatever supports the case for the plaintiff, whatever supports the case for the defense. But the lay people, they really trust much more because they're telling you from the heart how this person used to be and how they're different now. And we've got a proven track record of presenting this evidence in cases of closed head injuries and mild traumatic brain injuries successfully to juries where they understand the differences and award the compensation that's appropriate given the magnitude of change for these people's lives.